everybody, and welcome to another Just Enough Heshy show. And we have a lot to talk about. Today I was at a rally in the city with the Palestinians and the Israelis. I was right in the middle, Boomy. You're going to see my video later on this week, or tonight or tomorrow. I was standing right and people screaming at me, murdering, and I was on the Israeli side.
Of course,
and the
Palestinians.
Palestinians.
It's very scary.
Very scary what's going on over there. And we're going to talk about the mayoral election, our local elections, how to get absentee ballots, the gasoline problem. Do you know, I couldn't, Boomy, I was making fun of you. By the way, I have to introduce my co-hosts. I got Boomy, my wonderful co-host.
You know, I'm actually his deputy co-host. You should be starting out with your senior co-host.
Right, I did, because she shows up more than you. You know, today he doesn't wear a vest. He was working out. I see you lost a few pounds.
No, I think I lost maybe a pound in the last few weeks. Maybe 1 pound.
I gained that pound. And then we have...
Thanks for taking. Can you take a few more?
No. And remember, people telling me not to joke around, not to make the show funny. Why?
I don't know. I don't think there's anything wrong with having a little levity.
I'm a serious candidate.
And the only thing that we should be...
Can I introduce Sawyer?
Go ahead.
Okay, you have to introduce her, otherwise the show doesn't start.
It's the Heshy and Boomy show.
No, it's not.
Sawyer, how are you today?
Great to be here.
I tried to pick up Sawyer earlier. She says, no, Heshy, I don't want you to make fun of my hair this week, so I had to spend an extra hour. Your hair is so pretty.
What I
you
said.
did say that. You said something like that, no?
Okay. Nowhere near that.
So I imagined it. Yes. Anyways, our show today, according to the law, I am told now, I have to say, it's being sponsored by the...
Committee to elect Heshy Tischler.
Or Harold Tischler, and they're supposed to put the words up. I guess we'll do that later, and we'll say it again. So we're being sponsored, and of course, if you want to advertise or sponsor this show as well, please call me at 718-288-7844, 718-288-7844, and you can do it. And also, Heshy Tischler, we are going to be in election campaign mode on June 22nd. Look at this, guys. I need your help. I need you to call me. I need you to join my campaign. It's not a joke, guys. I want you to join this campaign, be part of my team. I need volunteers. There's 1 month to go. And we're also going to talk about my arrest, my plea bargain. Everybody's screaming about it. Heshy should be killed. Heshy should be tied up. He got a slap on the wrist. We'll talk all about that and so on. Anyways, we got to make fast commercials, so you don't have much time. Let's go. Who's paying for the show?
High Tech Web Group. Have you been pushing off remodeling or creating a website? Well, now you don't have to any longer. Let High Tech Web Group's team of professionals construct your site with skill and precision. You can reach High Tech Web Group at 212-235-2777. Check out their website at info@hightechwebgroup.com. That's info@HITECHWEBGROUP.com. Call High Tech Web Group today so you can experience a whole new world of business. They can be reached at 212-235-2777.
I don't know why you keep going out, but our producer's messing up. 212-235-2777. Call High Tech Web Group. What do we got next?
Plaza Auto Leasing. They are
them.
not only a leasing company, but also a dealership. You get the best of both worlds, the flexibility to lease or buy any vehicle, make, or model, combined with quick service, huge inventory, and easy approvals. There is no finance manager to meet with, just a friendly pal sales representative that can handle most of your transaction from start to finish without you even having to step foot in their office. All you have to do is place your order, and they will even deliver your car right to your door. What are you waiting for? Become a pal and call Plaza Auto Leasing today. You can reach Plaza Auto Leasing at 718-975-9000. You can also check out their website at www.plazaautoleasing.com, located at 2750 Nostrand Avenue on the corner of Nostrand Avenue and Avenue N. Call 718-975-9000 and become a pal today. And don't forget to tell them Uncle Heshy sent you.
That's right. Anyways, we have Buck's Barbershop. Right?
Located at 108 Avenue I. You can reach Baruch's Barbershop at 718-758-5187 or call, text, or WhatsApp Baruch personally to schedule your appointment at 347-845-9131.
And he's that styling specialist that gives Heshy haircuts that only cuts out the gray hairs.
That's right.
It's amazing.
You're jealous. You're jealous of me that...
I don't have a barber. I have to go to him. He'll just do my grays and leave the brown ones in.
He's the official barber of the Just Enough... Wait a minute, let me finish. He's the official barber. He's the official singing barber of the Just Enough Heshy show and the Heshy Tischler campaign. Look at my friend over here. He has a couple of gray hairs. I'm going to to get him to come to my barber. I'm going to fix him up. You watch that. I'll cut it all out for you.
Call, WhatsApp, or text Baruch today at 347-845-9131. He's the official singing barber of Heshy Tischler.
Gotcha. What do we got up next? Malloy.
Moilo.
Moilo.
Moilo Ironworks. This is an extraordinary company. Brian is the owner, and I can tell you personally that he is friendly, knowledgeable, and helpful, professional, always on time, and fair pricing. Moilo treats every customer with a personal and individualized approach. If you're looking to have ironwork done in your home or place of business, look no further. Moilo does structural gates, railings, porches, window guards, security doors, awnings, all welding and repairs. Call Moilo for all your metal fabrications at 917-325-0627. That's 917-325-0627. You can check out their Facebook at www.facebook.com/Moilo Ironworks. That's MOYLOWIRONWORKS. Located in the heart of Brooklyn, serving all 5 boroughs and Long Island. Call Moilo Ironworks today for a free estimate at 917-325-0627.
You are very good. You know, I've taught you well. You know, really.
taught
I
me.
thought for sure you keep messing this one up. You're good. You're not Boomy. Let's see how Boomy does on his
You're so
commercial.
lucky you are sitting
I know,
so
I'm far away from you. What's up, Boomy?
I'm lucky that I'm not within
Right.
striking
I
distance
know.
now.
You
So
were
when
out
I do
last
my
week. It's me
commercial,
on. We got to get going.
We have Traveler's Choice. Joseph and Devorah Leifer. What do they do, Bummy?
for all of your travel needs, they will
Why'd
arrange
you
your.
ask him? Why'd you ask him?
Come on,
I
they
keep
will
forgetting
arrange your
it's only
flight.
an hour
They'll get you
show.
the best flight at the best price. They will then arrange for your car rentals. They will arrange for your hotel stays. They will do everything from booking from start to finish for your entire trip, business, leisure, whatever it is you're doing,
Call-
wherever it is you're going. Call Joseph or Yossi or Devorah Leifer at
212-868-8698. That's 212-868-8698. Traveler's Choice.
is your only choice for travel.
Now, if you book with them, you don't have to wear a mask on the plane. No, that's a joke. Then we have Cook's Power.
Yes, we do. Cook's Power, a family-owned and operated company serving the Brooklyn community and local areas, committed to quality and superior customer service. They specialize in residential and commercial lighting installation and repairs, as well as wiring or rewiring of your home or business. Check out their website, www.cookspowernyc.com. That's KUGSPOWERNYC.com. Or call Cook's Power at 347-794-8236. That's 347-794-8236. Call Cook's Power and live a happy life.
We got 1 minute for Green Line. Green Line Building Solutions located at 202 Forster Avenue.
Preservation and Development, Fire Department, Criminal Court, Department of Finance, Environmental Control Board, Settlements, Building Consulting, Violation Removal, Construction Management, Owner Compliance, Contracting, License Department of Building Expediters,
Et cetera.
Designs, professionals for all your building
We get the
solutions.
picture.
Located at 202 Forster Avenue, 718-871-0382. That's 718-871-0382. Don't forget to call also Attorney's Office of Abraham Hoshender for all your closing and contractual needs, whether you're a buyer, seller, need help clearing up a title, buying or selling a home,
Refinance.
whether commercial or residential, for all the best legal assistance any present or future property owner can get. Call the law offices of Abraham Hoshender today at 347-435-3402. That's 347-435-3402.
Wow,
You know, she has
she's out of
perfected
breath.
that.
I know,
She's incredible.
She's very good. She's out of breath. Take a break, baby. We have the HeshyTischler.com website. I need your money, guys. It's the last month of the campaign. We're down to the last 5 weeks. It's serious. You want me to win? You want to change in city council? You want somebody to get up and scream after you? Here it is, guys. HeshyTischler.com. Look how pretty I look. Really, some lady told me today I was so handsome.
Oh,
I should
my
run for
God.
mayor. I
And a
don't
man
care.
in his middle 50s without a gray hair. This is incredible to me.
Well,
Call into the show at 718-289-0070. Please call into the show at 718-289-0070.
Heshy,
Excellent.
I have a slew of people that are writing over here.
Yeah, we're gonna ask-
including one that I'm a big fan of hers already. This black beauty, she's here, and she's constantly writing, and I love the way she writes.
Okay, but
and I like
if
her
you want to
views.
call into the show, ask any questions, 718-289-07. And we're going to start our show, and I want to start with a quote. And here's the quote of the day. Try and fail, but don't fail to try. It's hard to fail, but it's worse never to have tried to succeed. And one man with courage makes a majority. My point today's quote is simple. There are so many good men out there running for office, from mayor, for city council, for district leaders. There are men that are going to make changes. We're going to make changes. I'm disappointed. I know I've been talking good about my councilmen, Kalman Yeager and Eichenstein. I'm disappointed with them. They made a deal with me to help endorse me. Now they're hiding. They're changing the deals. These are politicians that are wrong, and I am going to fight them. I'm not going to be a politician that goes back on his word. I'm not going to be a politician that changes his word. I'm disappointed. I should have run in Borough Park, but I didn't want to make trouble. I'm taking over an open seat from a good man.
They begged you not to.
Yeah, I'm going to make a deal. I made deals. Now I learned how politicians work. They're all liars, and I'm going to make
Actually,
sure.
let's distinguish between a politician and a public official. Let's refer to you as a future public official.
Thank you so much. Thank you, and I really appreciate that, and I thank you. And that's my quote today. Now we're going to tell you a joke. As you know, every show I make fun of Linda. I'm not really going to make fun of Linda as much as I'm going to make fun of my son. But I was sitting in the living room, and my little 8-year-old boy is sitting there with Linda doing his homework, and I'm listening to them. I'm not really paying much attention, and Linda's trying to explain mathematics, arithmetic to my boy. He's in, I think maybe he was 6 years old, first grade, and she says to him, "So let me explain to you how this works. If you have $1 and you go to your father," Linda asks Avram, "and you ask him for another $1, how many dollars do you have?" And Avram answers $1. Linda says, "What are you talking about? You don't know arithmetic." He says, "You don't know Daddy."
That's cute.
Yeah, the kid
I was thinking the same thing. I would have said if none. Because Daddy would have taken the first $1 back.
Daddy doesn't take that way. He called me cheap. I'm not too happy about the
Heshy,
kid.
we have one little technical problem today.
Yeah.
The lines are all ringing.
Okay, we're gonna take some phone.
If the problem is that, Mr. Producer, I forgot exactly which button I hit in order to...
Just a headset. But let me just tell you something. He's going to pick up a phone, pick up a line. But I want you to know, pick up line 1. Help him pick up line 1. Push it.
Mr.
But
Producer,
I want you to know,
please.
guys, I want to talk about my plea deal, but I'll talk about that in a minute. Are we on? Did we pick somebody up?
Yes, we did.
You're on the air with Heshy, Bummy, and Sawyer.
Heshy,
Hi.
how do you do, sir?
You know what? I'm having a good day. You know why? Because I see the light at the end of the tunnel. So you can ask me any question. You can scream at me because I'm ready to rock and roll. And Linda...
Oh, boy. My lucky day.
And Linda didn't cook...
But I've been screaming at you for so many years, and you haven't listened to me.
I know. Who is this?
It's your good old friend, Slimy Fuchs.
Oh, my God. Do you know that this is one of my... We were best friends. We had like a whole bunch of us. We used to go away for the summer. We used to hang out. And this bad man sitting on the phone used to play tricks on us. Little sneaky tricks, him and his friend Raps. And they used to make us crazy in the middle of the night.
Oh, I used to play tricks on you. I had to sleep with you in your room with your smelly feet.
Hey, just because
on a beach chair, because you guys put mouse droppings in my bed and said, you better not sleep there. It's not too safe.
It wasn't mouse droppings. It was chocolate. We just made believe
Let me
it
tell
was.
you, I just want to know, are you in for the summer or are you out for the summer? Because we have to book the house.
We used to rent a house, a fraternity house, 8 of us, and we had a baseball team.
Fraternity house.
And we used to hang out this summer.
Fraternity house.
And you dressed in togas. Tall guy, right?
Oh, my God.
Yeah. But it was
A halfway house.
It was a
Don't make it sound so bad.
It was a halfway house, but we had a great summers. We had our barbecues.
We had definitely had a great summer. So I want everybody out there to know, if you want to have a great summer, you vote in Heshy Tishler.
Wow.
There's nothing like a summer with Heshy Tishler because you never know what's going to happen the next second. Just when you think everything is safe, things are flying, turning over, spinning around. Route 17 has been going in circles. It's a beautiful thing to watch.
I love you, Slimy. I
miss you terribly.
I miss you. And now that
this is going to be a mushy...
No, it is, because me and Slimy, we're grandfathers now.
We know each other. You know how many years? Almost close to 40 years?
Yeah, Slimy. We were little boys together. Wow, I love you.
We hated each other.
We did in the beginning. And in the house...
In the beginning, we hated each other, and we became the best of friends.
The best of friends. And you have always been loyal, a good man. I remember I was at your wedding. I danced with you. You were at my wedding. I just love you, and I'm so happy you called. You just made my day, Slimy. You know what? Everybody else, stop calling.
Okay, but I want to do our shout-outs after you finish with Slimy.
I just really, Heshy, I really wanted to just call you and to tell you that I'm really pushing for you, and you really deserve it. You're a guy. You stepped out there, and I want to hear about what happened today at this violent Palestinian parade. I don't know. They're not happy anywhere.
They're not happy anywhere. We're going to talk about it. I joined, of course, I jumped onto the other side, and then the cops let me in.
Of course. What do you mean? I told you things happen. But one minute he's with Israel, next minute he's dancing with the Palestinians.
I'm not dancing with them. I was screaming. They were screaming at me, and I was screaming back. I was just making noise. But Slimy, you are a good, and I want you to know, I want everybody to know that my friend Slimy Fuchs has always supported me, and I'm so happy you're supporting me. And I know you want me to win. I know you know it's a dream of mine to become councilman, but they think that it's an ego thing, and you know and I know that I want to serve my community.
It's a mission,
Heshy.
It's a mission.
I can tell you, I honestly can tell you that the Heshy's for real. He's the most real guy I know. If you can't see it by watching the show and by listening to him, then you don't know what real is. Because that's about as real as it gets. And Heshy, I love you, and I give you whatever my bracha's worth. I give it all to you so that you should go and you should represent all of us. And that's it. We should finally get some real representation around here.
I love you. You're a good man, Slimy. And I'm going to come see you soon because Roberta is a good cook.
Don't threaten me.
I am, because Roberta is a good cook. And Linda's really been killing me. So please help me.
Oh, with Linda you can come.
You're a bad man.
And with de Blasio.
No. Oh, with de Blasio, my dog.
And what he means to tell you is that you can bring Linda and then you can pick her up afterwards.
Okay. Goodbye, Slimy. I love you. I love you. Look for me.
I know why you hooked up with me instead of me.
I tried to fire him, but he doesn't want to go away.
Like me.
That's right, Slimy. Say hello to all the
sweetie,
boys.
I love you.
I love you, my brother. Thank you.
Take care.
He was a good friend of mine. I'm talking 40 years. I'm talking honorable man. We don't fight. I mean, this man is an honorable man. These are the people that I want to represent. These are the people. I'm sorry. These are the people who not represent. He's going to help me work for the community. That's a good man.
Actually, we got to do our shout-outs.
Yeah, go ahead.
And we have a very special shout-out tonight.
Go ahead.
My dear friend, the Honorable Dov Heiken,
yes,
together with his wife, Shani, they are right now on a mission of solidarity to Israel. Dov, God protect you and be with you and Shani and with the family. They are in the thick of things right now. He landed this morning. He arrived in Israel after a delay in the airport because the airport in Israel had been closed. And we are in touch and we're in contact. And we just want to wish him the best, and that God willing, he should come home. He and Shani should come home safe.
And we know a lot of people that have been called to the army.
And with good news.
My nephew is
and
in the
things
shelter.
should be peaceful now, and everything should be good.
We're praying for you. We're praying for Israel.
My two nephews, my brother's kids, are in bomb shelters, and I have a lot of relatives. I have a lot of relatives in the army.
I have my immediate family in there as well. I have my uncle and my first cousins.
I have people in the Israeli army all over, so I do.
And my best Israeli friend, Karin.
So I want them all to be safe. I know that God is watching. I know we're going to protect them, and and that's why I went to today's rally.
Tell us about it, Heshy.
I went there. You should have seen this guy, Fernando Mateo. He's running for Republican mayor. He stood there, and then he starts talking how a Spanish, a Latino guy, supporting Israel.
So we have a few good Republican candidates.
But you know what he said? He said he was taken in by a Jewish family when he was a kid. And he loves the Jewish people. And he stood there with us. And you should have seen there was no violence. There was no screaming. Yes, there was a bunch of crazy Hasidim who hate Israel. And they started raising Palestinian flags. And I stood there. And I stood there. They were screaming at me murder. And I stood there. Finally, the police said, listen, Heshy, no trouble. Get out of here. So I moved away because, I joined their side. But on our side, we had good speakers. The Israeli consulate guy came to speak. People spoke.
The consul himself was there?
Yeah, the consul himself was there. People spoke. People supported Israel. I spoke. Now, guys, this is what's happened. I don't know what's happened. Maybe I'm lost. Last year, the gas prices were great. I was paying $25 to fill up my tank. I swear to you, today I swore, Linda was fighting me. Fill up, fill up, fill up. I said, Linda, I'm waiting till the yellow light comes on. Really, you don't understand, Linda. And today I filled up $43. Same tank
right.
that cost me $25.
And I'm hearing that there's going to be possibly shortages. There were shortages and there were lines
Right.
in Maryland, Baltimore,
And it could take a few
different,
days until
states.
even that they opened up the pipeline.
And-
It will take several days, so
And
by the way,
before-
till it gets through commerce and works its way through until we get all the gas.
before, when who was in office, not an invalid.
Right.
President Trump.
We had surplus.
Surpluses.
We had surpluses. We had reserves of gas,
We were
and it was at the
exporting oil.
lowest price
it's
ever.
not only that, but you don't understand is some people fill up their tank once a week. I have to fill up 2-3 times a week. So you guys are laughing, but that's an
We're
extra
not laughing.
$45. And if you add that up on $45 a week, you know what I mean?
adds
Add
up.
that
Of
up,
course,
200
every
a
time
month,
it adds up.
$2,500 for me a year, and I have to run around. So again, you guys
Well,
don't
for
understand.
all the idiots that voted for Biden,
So it's not that. Our gas prices are raising money.
Everything.
They raised my taxes by 18%.
Inflation is out of control.
Right.
It has not been this bad since the Obama administration.
the
It has shot up into the
But
stratosphere
they're so
now.
busy fighting with one another. Now that they want to have a vaccine, some kind of a vaccine registry. A nerve of them. I was talking. So
the schools, you can't come to the school now, to the colleges, to
Right.
the campus, the SUNY, CUNY. They're telling them now that to help them, instead of it being at the college campus, they want to give it at the subway station. Because
At the subway station?
Because the subway station is such a clean, sanitary.
Right.
That's where you should have a medical procedure,
Yeah,
where
and that's-
all the
right.
homeless, dirty garbage is
Right.
with the rats and the rodents in New
Right.
York City. That is the most brilliant idea our darling mayor has come up with.
Wow, and if you want to go to a baseball game, you get a vaccine shot there too. Now, I understand.
Actually,
I complained about this in the beginning. COVID testing should be done in private doctor centers. We had enough of them. Instead, the health department wanted it on the street. Now we're giving shots. If you're standing in a garbage can, you can take a vaccine shot.
That's
I mean,
ridiculous.
it's this. These people have no.
They can compete with the person selling crack on the corner
Right,
or
and
inside the subway tunnel.
And de Blasio has the nerve of getting on TV and thinking that he's doing the right thing. I got my COVID shot in a safe place. I didn't need him to get it for me. The man is disorganized. We need a normal man.
The man's a disaster, but I want to go back.
So wait a minute. So I want to tell you what he did.
And I want to hear more about the rally.
I want to talk about the rally.
Yeah.
Besides the rally, that we're supporting Israel 100%.
Absolutely.
And you have a lot of people. But then, of course, you have other people, some stupid council people, saying, "Oh, we like AOC."
Heshy, I want you to make a statement now, Heshy, if I may. Tell the listening
Are we
audience.
taking another call?
No, first, there's no, right this minute, we've got to pause.
Okay.
Tell us just this minute. Why are we supporting Israel? Because we're Jewish, or why? Why? Or is it because Israel is in the right? And explain to what's going on so the listening audience knows that Israel has been under siege now. They've been attacked. They've had over 1,000 rockets shot right into the center.
Well, Biden
Civilians.
paid for it. He
I know,
gave them money.
Not just Biden, your tax money.
He
paid for
funded
it.
that. Our tax money is
But
funding
explain
this.
to the people what's going on here. Why?
So you have to understand that we've given them, the Palestinians, their own place. They want more, and we have no problem working with them. They come in, and when the people from the Palestinian territories come into our Israel, or whatever it is,
and they are under Hamas. They are
makes a
controlling
difference.
them.
They have better jobs, better life. They're allowed to live there. They can join. The problem with them is that they want to just take. It's like somebody from New York saying, listen, I want to take away Jersey and put it into New York. You can't do that. I don't understand why they can't live in peace. They can grow that country.
They could, but they don't want, and they're being incited by Hamas,
But my
and some of
problem
the
is the
other terrorist
Palestinians.
organizations.
But you have Palestinians in Jordan refugee camps for years
Doesn't
who
mean
are not
anything.
happy. You have them all over. Make yourselves a better life. You know how many immigrants come to America?
Israel itself pumps money into those neighborhoods, into those areas. Israel's giving the billions of dollars for building up the cities.
But you know what? Look what happens during the war.
Their own Hamas terrorists takes the money.
Israel had some issues. They were infighting with the vaccine and the lockdowns. Now, when there's a war, you should see the whole country has come together.
Because they know they're united in a just cause.
Any questions for you on
and there's another thing that I think everybody should be aware. Bibi Netanyahu, leader of the state of the people of Israel, okay, he gave 24 hours before he said we're going to strike. He said that yesterday. In 24 hours, a massive strike, but he lets down leaflets letting the people know, civilians, letting the civilians know that we're only going to, where they're going to strike. So if they're going to strike in an area where there are civilians, you better get out of the way.
They drop
And
leaflets.
they let them know on the radio exactly where. We're going to
take
and they
phone
do
numbers.
everything humanly possible.
Could you imagine you're going to attack somebody and you're giving them a warning beforehand and giving them time to get out?
This is to avoid civilian casualties, even though Israeli civilians are being
Palestinians
attacked
don't do that
head-on.
for us.
Well, call into the show, everybody. We'll take phone call 718-289-0070, 718-289-0070, and we'll take. Why don't you take a question from the?
Actually, over 700 rockets since Monday.
No, you just gotta hang it up, my boy. Hang it up. You picked it up wrong. You messed up the phone.
Sorry.
Just read a question from the.
Let's see.
So my point that I'd like to make to you guys, I want to talk about. A lot of people on Twitter made comments about my plea deal. So let me tell you what happened with me. As you know, I was arrested in October for rioting, which is not true. I did not riot.
I know. I represented you at the beginning, and I spoke up on your behalf, and I argued in court on your behalf.
So I didn't riot. He woke me up in the middle of the night. He made comments. I have it on my phone. I want to show it to the public what he did to us. 1 second. I'm texting somebody. 90070. I'm going to text them my number. But I want you to know, during the riots, people wake me up. I mean, I was going to show you the texts that he sent me in the middle of the night. And he wants me back in jail. And I told him I'm willing to make peace. I didn't want to fight the community. I didn't want the fight to go on and have 20 police officers embarrass themselves. So we ended up making a deal. And what my deal was, a plea deal. You plead guilty, Heshy, to a misdemeanor. And now I said, why should I plead guilty? I can go to a jury trial. So they told me if I go to a jury trial, they'll drop the misdemeanor A to a misdemeanor B. What happens? If I go from a misdemeanor A, I can get a jury trial. If they've dropped my charges, I can't go before a jury. It's the same kind of a prison sentence, but I only go before a judge. That's not fair. So they played politics with me. So they told me make a deal.
So this whole thing was in a de Blasio orchestrated political hit.
And then I found that out now. So if I make a plea deal, they drop all the charges except for one. They give me 10 days of community service. And what happens is after the 10 days, I'm able to withdraw my appeal. You understand? I'm able to withdraw it. That means I'm not guilty anymore. And they dismiss the charges and it gets locked up and I have to behave for 6 months.
I was talking to the district attorney on your behalf several times and it was in the works all along.
Now, you guys want me to say, oh, he deserves. People are burning bridges, burning fires, breaking into things,
committing murder
on Times Square.
And they go through a revolving door.
Yesterday, there was a break into a jewelry store. And let me tell you something. All of them are not either being caught or because you have the police so busy with rallies and protests and ticketing of masks, but instead, with crime has risen.
And you were acting on behalf of the people to try to keep anything from blowing up, to keep it from blowing up.
The police called me.
And you spent 24 hours down there at Central Booking, I
made a deal. I'm doing my community service. They want me to do it in a different neighborhood than my own, which I think is foolish. But I'm doing it, and then after 10 days, I withdraw the appeal, and I'm not guilty. So a lot of these left-wingers are saying, oh, he deserves more. The guy wasn't beaten up. He admitted he wasn't beaten up. He wasn't hurt. His own brother-in-law created the protest.
He instigated.
So I had to admit, and they're upset, and they're going to go back to the DA if I talk about it. Let me tell you something. I was on a social media
I think
site.
we said enough?
No, I was on social media Saturday night, and I said to the world, I'm not guilty. Oh, you can't say you're not guilty. Once you say you're guilty, you can't say you're not. Now, I'm allowed to say whatever I want. In the court, I can't lie. So I said I'm guilty, I pleaded, and I accept my charges. In the regular world, I'm allowed to say that I have 11 toes. You don't have to believe me. So now they want to take away my First Amendment right. They want to take away
Freedom
my Fifth Amendment.
Leave it alone, Heshy.
I am,
Everybody knows that what you did, which was amounted to just simply trying to keep the peace, and nobody was hurt. It was all ridiculous. It was all a show trial. And I said it back then when I brought you. I spoke to the media and I made it very clear that this was totally ridiculous and it's a shame and it's a sham. It never should have happened.
Let me make you a promise. Last year, the police officers and the mayor and the mayor's liaison, Penny Ringel, and everybody took away my carnival that I was going to make in Borough Park. I had $70,000 donated, and we were going to make a beautiful carnival.
But again, we'll do it.
So not only am I going to make a carnival, I don't need your stupid permits. I don't need nothing. Send your police. I'm going to make the carnival. I'm going to create a carnival. If I have to get a private piece of land, I'm going to make a beautiful carnival. Everybody Everybody in the city of New York is invited. And I'm going to make a beautiful, gorgeous carnival this October. So instead of everybody screaming and hollering on the streets, we're going to have it in a safe place. And we're going to do a beautiful carnival. I promise you this October, it's going to be there. And that's, of course, I'm going to win the election on June 22nd. Now, guys, there's a way to do absentee ballots, and I want to tell you how. You have to go to the New York City Board of Elections website.
It's interesting that you mentioned, because just today I got in the mail from the city something. I haven't opened it yet, but I think it might be an absentee ballot.
But you can ask for an absentee ballot, and you can go to the New York City absentee ballot request at the Board of Elections. You can sign it. You can check it out. I'm going to put it on my WhatsApp, my Facebook, my Twitter. You'll be able to see it all when you type in Harold Tischler or Just Enough Heshy, and you can type in whatever you can do, www.nycab SENTEE, that's New York City absentee.com /, and you will see the absentee ballot request. You can get it in the mail and send it home to you guys, and you can do early voting, because I know a lot of you going away. It's a serious election. I have a chance not only to win the election, but to be speaker, to make changes, to represent the people who did so good for us. Pick up the phone. Right, pick up the phone right now. Pick up line 1. What are we keeping people on hold? He's going to mess up so bad. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Hello?
Yeah.
Yes?
Who is this?
Hello, am I on the air?
You are on the air, and you can make fun of me if you want. Not really.
I don't want to make fun of you. Reb Heshy, you are doing unbelievable. Hold on a second. I can't hear.
He can't hear us. Why can't he hear us?
Heshy, it's an honor to know you. I know you for many, many years. My brother knows you from Adelphia.
Oh my God, that's my high school. Yes,
you know
yes.
you from Camp Tervadas?
Yes,
and,
yes.
It's coming down to the wire. You got like
5 weeks.
A month left.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes, Hashem, I'm wishing you that you should have bracha and atzlacha, and we should all be zocher that you should win.
I have a question for you. Can I ask you?
That's it. Yeah, I want you to have a great yontif, and come to visit in the Flatbush if you don't mind.
I will. I'm there.
You wanted it tonight, but you had this show.
But you know that this Shabbos I'll be walking into Flatbush, and I'll be walking around Flatbush. I'm going to be davening there and going to a kiddush there. Anybody can see me. I'll be up and down Bedford Avenue, Ocean Avenue. I'm going to be walking around. But I want you to know, you know me so many years. Do you think that I can do the job? Do you think I'm fit for the job of councilman?
I think yes. I think you could do it because you have such a kind heart. But you like to kibitz with people. But when it comes down to it, I think you could do the job. Get serious with the oilam, and that's it.
Well, I'm going to try, and I love you so much for calling into the show.
Love you too.
And just for that, I'm going to buy you a candy.
You don't need to buy me anything. Just come and show your face. We'll see. I would love to see you.
You got me.
Slimy Cat sends regards.
Heshy.
Yeah.
Everyone in Flatbush here. Everyone in Flatbush is waiting to see you, and everyone's going to vote for you. The only thing the oilam misses is the clips of you screaming, "De Blasio, you're a piece of garbage." We need that once in a while.
Yeah, okay, that was because it was in the month of Adar. You did. I know you was just a joke. But the Slimy Herr Steinmetz sends regards. You remember Reb Shvila Weiss sends regards.
Yes.
A lot of chevra. We all love you. We miss you, and we just want you. We're voting for you. That's all.
Thank you, and the lines are lighting up.
I love you so much.
We have another
Thank
call.
you. You're the best. I'll see you Shabbos.
Take the other call.
Make sure you have an extra bowl of chulin for me. Let's take another call. Hello.
You're on the air with Heshy, Soya, and Bumi.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yes, hello, this is Eddie from Dyker Heights.
Eddie, we love you, Eddie.
Listen,
we love you.
Zoya, you do great. You got these commercials down. Heshy had a great joke at his own expense.
You see?
Bumi
I
made a
told
great
you.
explanation of Israeli, and his treatment at the legal system compared to the rioters was a joke.
Yeah. Eddie, I have one question for you. You drive a car. What's going on, Eddie? Can you afford it? I mean, it's just crazy. And I'm not calling you old, but you're a little bit older, and you can't just throw away another $15 every single week or $30 every week. Add that up through the year. It's just not normal what's going on over here, Eddie.
You're right. My only advantage is, Heshy, I don't drive around like you. I do very little.
Okay, but still, everybody's prices are going up. And
Well, I'm going to have to go to Massachusetts, so that's 250 miles, but that's in a couple of weeks.
That's right. We're going to miss you. But I still hope you're going to be around for election time. I know you're not in my district, but I know you're going to come out and help me on June 22nd if you're still around. And you bring
I won't be here June 22nd, but I'll be able to. I'll be able to support you. I'll make a phone call, and should you win that, we'll make a donation.
You got it. And just for your knowledge, my campaign office is open at 1212 Avenue M. And anybody who wants a hat or a shirt, we're giving them away, $50 donations, a mask, another whatever, $60 or $70. But come on in, donate money to us, come pick up a hat and a shirt, and if you want it signed, you have no problem. I want you to do it. It's time that you step up, guys. We want to change. You want somebody to fight for you. I'm a very serious player. I care about my city. I care about my country. You know, people are calling me, Eddie, from across the country, radio shows. I've been doing a lot of fines. They don't make that kind of money to pay those fines, plus their workers. And yeah, I'm going to make a restaurants week. I'm going to make it that you don't have to pay tax to go out to the restaurants, and so you don't have to get a discount from the restaurant, but you'll get a discount on your 8% tax that you pay for the meal. Boom. You're able to afford it a little bit better or bring an extra person to the meal. These are the things that we have to come up with ideas. We have to find a way to get this city open. The mayor wants to open the city July 1st. My community is open now. This city's open now. Mr. Mayor, Mr. de Blasio, I know people make fun of me. Why did I call my dog de Blasio? You know why? Because there was still...
I didn't even know that.
But yeah,
you
didn't know that? Yeah, you didn't see the
Gave him a
videos?
name?
Yeah, I've been
Oh
calling
my
it.
God, that's so cute.
Yeah, so I want you to know, de Blasio, I know people say, why did I call him de Blasio? I'll tell you simple. Mr. de Blasio, if you ever hear him talk, he's a dog. And I don't like him. I don't care for him. The man thinks that he's tougher than me. You just watch. The same way they went after Trump after he was out of office, I'm going after de Blasio.
Be careful. Dogs are
Heshy.
sensitive too. Don't be too offensive to dogs.
Heshy,
Don't hurt
does
their
the dog
feelings.
listen when you say sit?
You know what? When I put, he does. The dog, Eddie, the dog does listen when I say sit. I just
Sit,
want
de
you to know.
Blasio, sit.
You watch my videos. He does sit,
Your
right?
dog would probably do a better job than him, Heshy.
Yeah, roll over de Blasio. Drop dead de Blasio.
No, I couldn't.
From what I understand, he's supposedly spending a lot of taxpayer money,
Yeah,
and he got
boy.
a lot from Biden.
Oh, boy.
And I'm just telling you, we found $14 billion for the MTA. How did you find? I understand if you lose 10 million or 100 million or like his wife $1 billion.
He checks one of his pockets.
$14 billion
from one of his
is found for the
suits.
MTA. You know, I love my police officers. I love them. Today, about 30 police officers. I took videos. You're going to see my video I'm posting. I hugged them. I thanked them. But you know what? The police commissioner doesn't belong there. This man kisses up to his boss. It doesn't make a difference he's your boss. If the boss does something wrong, and I found out now, straight out from a councilman who came online and he said in Twitter, straight out, he admitted to it, that he's the one who instigated the mayor to arrest me. Do you believe it?
Yes, I do.
And this is just a pig. I'm going to go after him like you've never seen before. This guy thinks he's going to win the election as well. We need to stand tall against people who are bullies. We need to stand tall against tyranny. And what you don't understand out there, my dear children, my dear friends, I'm one guy. I'm going to fight. I'm going to stand on the line. I'm going to take the bullet. I'm going to stand there and go back to jail, whatever it takes. The only problem is Linda will be upset, but I want this city back. I'm not leaving, Eddie. Eddie, nobody's throwing me out. A lot of people have run away from New York. I feel bad, and they had to go because they can't take the pressure. I'm not going. This is my city. Me and Linda are happy here. We built a family here. You're not throwing me out. No way. Mr. de Blasio thinks he's going to make this into a welfare state. I'm going to make sure that my city council brings this city back stronger, better, more beautiful. And like I tell people, I'm going to have wings on the city council, and we're going to fly.
Yes, some allies there. Maybe a few other people, including, say, someone like Borelli from Staten Island and some other Republicans.
We'll have the right team. Anyway, it's great hearing from you, Eddie. We've got incoming.
By the way, Eddie, I'm watching.
Okay.
You
Listen,
stay well.
thank
you.
you. Glad to
Enjoy
be
your
talking to
time. Yeah.
So long.
Bye-bye. By the way, I'm watching my Twitter feed right now. I didn't Twitter anything today on the rally. I didn't do anything. Let's take another call. There was over 1,100 hits on when I spoke at the at Times Square today. Who's on the air?
You're on the air with Heshy,
Bumi and Soya.
Bumi. Whoa. Hang on. Let me see. You're on the air with Heshy, Soya, and Bumi.
Hello?
Yes.
Good evening. Good to speak to you, Heshy. One question. When is your office opened on Avenue M?
Usually they get there around 10 o'clock in the morning and they leave about 4 or 5 o'clock. We're going to try to have more hours after the holiday of Shavuos, which is Monday and Tuesday. And then I will be spending more time there once I'm going to try to hit the streets more. But I'm going to be there more often from after the holidays from May 20th till June 22nd.
Sundays? You have any Sunday hours over there?
We're going to have Sunday hours. Sure, why not? We're going to have Sunday hours. Not this Sunday. By the way,
I came by Friday. It was closed.
Because you came after 3 o'clock?
No, I came by 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock. I was with my granddaughter. But remember, I'll be doing community service now for the next 3 weeks. Every Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'll be feeding in the soup
by
kitchen.
The store?
No. They want me in Bushwick at a soup kitchen, at a food bank.
You're used to doing that, Heshy. You're feeding people all the time. You're helping people. You're running your own. You have a lot of that. Every Shabbos, you're arranging people. You were even in the church. I remember when you gave at the church. You were helping people.
We were working in the basement, packaging boxes and giving out food.
Care boxes.
So I'll be at 475 Atlantic Avenue working on Sundays, and during the week I think it's 210 Fulton Street somewhere that I'll be working, feeding people.
So on the oil front, on the Colonial thing is going to open up by Monday. Everything should be back to normal. They said
they're anticipating. That's right. It'll take several days, but they're going to reopen.
They said Monday. They said Monday everything.
Right, which is a few days away.
And will that fill up? The gas stations will be back to full force.
Yes, because it will take. That's why it's going to take a few days.
They'll go back down the price.
Wow. All right, let's hope so.
Anyway,
it was great speaking to you.
Let me ask another question.
Have a good Yontif and don't eat too much cheesecake.
Oh, please, it's gonna be cheese pizza. We have pizza even on Yontif.
Somebody's asking, by the way. Good evening. You're on the air with Heshy, Soya, and Bumi.
You have to shut off your radio, young man, behind you. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, shut off your radio. You're on the air.
Oh, okay.
By the way, somebody's asking you, Heshy, what is your favorite pizza topping?
My favorite pizza topping is mushroom. I don't like olives.
I was going to say that.
I love mushroom.
How did I know?
Mushroom with extra cheese. Oh, it's so good. And you make it well done. It's the best pizza in the world. You're on the air with Heshy Bumi. Who's calling?
Hello?
Yes.
Hi, my name is James, and I'm from Florida. But I have
from where, James? Where's that from? What did you say? From where?
Florida.
Florida, okay.
Florida, and I watch your show almost every night. And I want to say, you are a true New Yorker. You're just like my mother. She comes from Long Island, and so does my father. But you guys you guys are true New Yorkers. But anyway, my question for you, Heshy, is about the whole thing with Israel and Palestine. Do you think that I pray that this doesn't happen? But do you think that that Israel has to go to war with Palestine to, make this okay, or is there another way, or
Heshy, I think we should start by correcting this young gentleman, James. There is no such thing as Palestine. It never existed. It doesn't exist.
Stop.
Okay.
There is now a Palestine. They did give the Palestinians their own. It's not an official country yet recognized, but they do have a state, and they will someday maybe become an independent country. Let me tell you something. War is terrible. Losing a mother, a brother, a father, but losing thousands of people. Now these crazy Hamas are not just throwing rockets into the borders. They're actually shooting rockets into Tel Aviv, into major cities.
700 rockets at least, and this was earlier this morning, since Monday. So we're shot in. And when you're thinking of rocket, this is not 4th of July, a little firecracker. This is literally like an explosion that comes in, that sets fire, blows up buildings, vehicles,
and takes lives.
Removes limbs from mothers, babies, grandmothers, grandfathers, civilians.
Okay.
And when you asked, is this something, is Israel going to stop? I'm sorry. The head of the country sent the Hamas and sent the quote-unquote Palestinians a notice, a letter stating, that if you stop throwing the rockets, if you stop aiming the rockets at us within 24 hours, we will stop everything. So when you're asking if Israel will stop, Israel is the most peaceful country, loving. They help everybody. You don't seem to understand that the quote-unquote Palestinians, Muslims, whatever you want to call them, okay? It's been like this since, I'm sorry, Heshy, do you know?
Stop.
Excuse me, I was born in Israel.
You said Muslims. Don't blame Muslims. The Muslim religion is a whole different world and a whole different belief. I love them.
Correct.
These are the radicals.
Hold on.
These are crazy.
Okay.
We have them in the Jewish people too.
I was born in Israel, okay? And I can tell you this, we had wars, I had to go into a miklat, which is a bomb shelter, when I was a year old. Okay? Wow. And you do not have any time to get in there. And let me tell you, they used to go around villages, and in this was forever and ever. This doesn't end.
And never did Israel in all those wars strike first.
And let me tell you
Israel was always attacked first.
And I don't remember what year it was. We gave property back to them, and we threw out settlers that were living there.
Unilaterally withdrew from territory that belongs to Israel in order to give them a chance.
And it wasn't one or two properties. It was hundreds, thousands.
It was 1986 that we made the official degree after this.
No, later on.
No, it was 86 that we gave back. But let me just tell you something. I believe there should be no war. But if you're going to say, Heshy, you're crazy, how do you say such a thing? Let us look in the last 4 years under the Trump administration.
He made peace.
He made peace. Peace with Saudi Arabia.
Which has never been done before.
And two other countries as well joined in.
United Arab Emirates.
Right. And Qatar or something?
Yeah, Qatar. It's unbelievable what was done. But
so there is a way. 1 minute, so there is a way to make peace. There is a way to make that no fighting.
And it's not by funding them and sending hundreds of millions of dollars, billions of dollars were being sent now. When Trump established that we're not going to fund you for your terrorism.
But we're going to get off of the subject.
And he just funded them now when we're,
not only
that, with our tax dollars, when we're in the deficit and we are broke.
And that's my problem. When Palestinians people, as you can see some of the videos, they're hungry, they're tired, they live in sheds. You should see how some of them live. I've been into the territories. Terrible. You are busy shooting rockets when you can use those millions of dollars to feed those children, school those people, house those families. Instead, the Hamas shows you what kind of idiots they are.
Israel itself has pumped billions of dollars into those areas.
I understand if America and Russia want to go to war, India, we all have money. We have extra money to blow on the military. But having a place that has nothing, they live in squalor. Some of them have no shoes. They live on the street. And this is what you're doing, going to war. You have nothing better to do.
They're stealing the money from the locals.
So do I want to see war? Do I want to see a hateful? I know for 4 years, I lived a happy life. The market got better. I had a president that kept things going, even though you had a crazy Democrat, Pelosi, who kept shutting down the government with Schumer, but still he was able to deal with it.
And a plague.
And a plague, you're right, even though I don't believe in COVID, but COVID did happen. Not 2.5 million Americans died. We had a bad time and we fixed it. So my young friend, I don't know what to do about the world policies. I'm not in charge of Binyamin Netanyahu or Biden, but in New York City, and I'm going to spread the word. Look at your great governor of Florida. He doesn't care. Look what one man can do. Then the sheriff and then the police chief. Look what one guy could do. He can take a whole state. I was down in Florida in January and make people happy, make people joyous. In New York City, we're sad. We're crying. I'm going to make a change. I'm going to fight to make people a better life. I'm going to make us happy. I'm going to take the example of what Florida did and make New York better. And if I can get my 26 votes in that city council, and I'm working on those people, I promise you, I'm going to make sure that no mayor ever overrides. And Fernando Mateo told me today, if I get elected and he gets elected to mayor, me and him are going to work hand in hand, side by side. He promised me that we're going to be able to work together. You know, I was fighting with the Department of Buildings. I don't know if you know, very tough guy. And he was being mean to me. And on the phone to him, I said to him, listen to me, do you know who I am? He says, yeah, I know who you are. Heshy Tishler, what are you going to do? I said, when I get into office, I'm going to make changes to the DOB. He says, I hope you make it better. I hope you make the more regulations stick. I said, let me tell you something. First thing I'm going to do is defund you, all of you. I'm going to get rid of all your stupid regulations. And since I know the business better than you, pieces of garbage inspectors and supervisors and examiners and chiefs, I'm going to make sure you're all gone. And since I know the job just as good as you, or better than you, you're going to follow the same regulations as us. And he laughed. He says, well, we'll see you in office. I said, you will. I promise you. I'm going to get them. I'm going to get rid of their commissioners. I'm going to make them you know what they're doing right now? A site safety manager has to go to a site every day and check if it's safe. And that's it. He sees the job. Grown men who are fathers, workers, know how to run a safe job, but he just has to make sure and give them the rules. A site safety manager can run 10 jobs. They now want him to run one job, not make a living, cut us down, torture us. These are rules that they're doing without permission. They're changing regulations because two losers in an office decide better. I'm not going to let that happen anymore. It's going to be by committee. It's going to be by vote. It's going to be by the people's decision. It's going to be by experienced independent committees. And I'm hoping, my friend, that I can start here in New York and make it better. You've been a great caller, my brother. And if you ever come into New York, come visit me.
Heshy, do you know there are over 20 Arab countries? And
Hello.
And all of them throw them out. I just want to say Jordan, Kuwait, Lebanon, Libya, Morocco, Oman, Somalia, Sudan, Syria, Tunisia, Emiratis, Yemen.
Yes, you're on the
and Israel is one country, one little country, and we can't have that.
She can't get a word in. How are you? I'm with Heshy Bumi and Sawyer when she's quiet.
Hey, how are you? It's Christopher Messina. How are you guys doing?
Chris, yeah, if we would have known it's you, I would have thrown something in her and made her be quiet faster.
Hi, Chris. How are you?
Hi, Chris.
It's all right.
Chris,
how are you all?
We're coming down to the wire, Chris. 5 weeks.
Here's the wire.
June 22nd,
I've got some optimism for you.
Yes.
Here's my interpretation of what's going on, as horrible as it is right now between Gaza and in Israel. Because of the Abraham Accords, because peace is breaking out, because there are direct flights between Tel Aviv and Abu Dhabi, and I'm dealing with people on both sides of that divide. I'm a member of the UAE Israel Business Council now. This, to me, is the radical Hamas last gasp. They have lost their position as the central linchpin that concerns their Arab neighbors, and people are making peace, and they're trying to remain relevant. My prediction, as bad as this is, Israel is going to be invited back into the Strip. Hamas is going to be thrown out, and there's going to be peace within a year and real constructive commercial development.
Christopher,
that's my optimism.
I want to ask you a question, Christopher. I got the Israeli Palestinians over there in that country fighting. They hate each other. They're neighbors, and they can't control themselves. They got to shoot guns and bombs and blow each other up. I don't understand it, but let's just say that we have no idea of what they're doing, what they're going through. How come here in America, in a country of freedom, where we're allowed to do whatever we want, we have people standing on each other the street, Palestinians fighting and screaming, threatening that all Jews should die. Here in America, our Palestinians brothers who live just next door to us or a couple of blocks away want us to die and telling us we shouldn't be free. Can you explain that in this country?
Those are the extreme radicals.
No, I saw a few thousand people marching the other day.
Yeah. Exactly right. They've been fed a pack of extremist lies. The major headache is with any of those marches and demonstrations. In this case, sadly, I'm going to have to go along with the mainstream media. Most of them are, as we just said, right? They see an injustice. They see it from their point of view. They would like the injustice to end. And a small few of them, of course, are the ones that get the news, or the ones that are screaming death to the Jews and the rest of it. But on the whole, everyone on both sides of this divide just wants to get on with their lives. And once the Hamas extremists are thrown out, things are going to get better.
Oh, I can't wait.
Stop funding
I
them.
think this is their last gasp. I really do.
I hope
they
so.
don't have a constituency anymore.
Now, let's go to another topic. You know that COVID supposedly is over. What was it? 170 million to 200 million shots. 53% of the country has already been vaccinated. Whether you want to hear it or not, 70% by July 1st. Now, he still wants us to wear masks. Yeah, he still wants us to...
They love their totalitarian thought control.
So it never ends.
The left has loved this nonsense. It's ridiculous.
So they're tricking us. They keep tricking us. And why do we keep falling for it? Are we this stupid? I mean, why do we keep allowing it?
You know that great old joke about Tonto and the Lone Ranger? I just have to say, in this case, being a Floridian, what's this we stuff? We have not fallen for this craziness. And the new buzzword, of course, which is designed to terrify cowed people back into obedience is, watch out for the variant. Viruses mutate daily. It's what they do. Big deal.
Right. Where is the 2.5 million Americans that were supposed to die? Thank God they didn't. And
of course they were never going to. The idiot at Imperial College that made that model has been lying professionally for 25 years. He got the British government to kill 7 million head of cattle and sheep on the basis of a model that he came up with for foot-and-mouth disease that never happened. In the midst of this pandemic, when he's still in his major lofty goal that Fauci's still listening to him, he was sneaking out to have an affair with a married woman when he was so concerned, quote unquote, about the Wuhan virus. Spare me from these clowns.
You know what I heard today? That in 10 years ago, Obama tried to get also the whole country vaccinated with the H1N1 virus. I mean, what's their deal? I mean, why are we constantly having to be virused and checked?
They were incompetent. I remember the H1N1 virus specifically. We were living in Manhattan and my wife was pregnant. And because they couldn't make enough vaccine, and because the impacts to pregnant women and fetuses were so bad, they prioritized the vaccine for pregnant women with children. So we had all of our friends who weren't pregnant but had kids trying to say, could you take my 40 kids and go and claim that they're yours so you can get them vaccinated?
Wow.
It's madness.
I tell you something, I hope to do change. I've got to do my 10 days community service, by the way, which I'm going to do with pleasure, even though I have to go to a different neighborhood. And it's not guilty if I withdraw. You know, you're a legal expert. I withdraw my guilty plea. It's not guilty. It's not like I'm doing an ACD. It's actually not. It's going to be dismissed. You're right. If I get in trouble, I'll get back. They'll get me. But that's all she wanted. I made her repeat it. It's on the record. And I love you, Christopher, for calling in the show. We're ending the show now. You are delicious. When I win, you better find a way to get me and give me a hug. You hear me?
Amen. Oh, I can't wait to come offer pro bono services to your administration.
I love you, my brother. You are just, every time I talk to you, make us happy. Boomy, Sawyer, say goodbye to my friend Christopher.
Well, Christopher. It's great.
Bye, good night, Chris.
He's a good man.
Bye, guys.
I love
Have a great night.
See, that is an intelligent. You see how he speaks with class.
Is Chris Messina the actor?
No,
and he
no,
has a podcast also.
He's not a podcast. The radio show is a podcast. Yeah, but you see how well intelligent he speaks. But not that he speaks over us. He speaks to us, with us, for us. This is a man. This is what our politicians should be like. I wish I can be like him. I wish I can learn to speak better. Plus, he's a better dresser. I don't like that. But
I've never met him in person, but I'm looking forward to it.
Good. We have one more minute to the show, so I'm going to give you my quick rant over here. You can absentee ballot, everybody. I'm going to post it on my website. I'm going to post it on my Twitter, my TikTok, my Instagram. Early voting. Heshy Tischler, I'm in the 48th community. HeshyTischler.com sponsors this show. Send me a donation. $10, $25, $35. I'm not taking matching funds yet. I want to take matching funds maybe for the second phase, but I want to see if I can do it without it. I want to show them how a city and how a business and how a campaign is run without sucking the city dry. My opponent, Bendet, took matching funds. Saperstein took matching funds. Maria Mark took matching funds. 500 grand they stole from the city. We're broke and they stole 500 grand. Anyways, we're going to play the music. We're going to say goodbye to everybody. Come on back. No. We're going to, really? We have another minute and a half? So we have,
Actually, who are you going to vote for mayor?
So my mayor selection is very interesting. Mr. Eichenstein and Mr. What's his other name? Yeager, both brought Mr. Yang into our neighborhood without telling him. They made a small...
Did you hear he withdrew?
Who?
He withdrew his... he stated that he was supporting Israel, Yang.
Yeah.
And he withdrew it because he was criticized.
Really? I heard that he didn't withdraw it.
I just read something
Wow,
that said
these
that he
guys are
withdrew it,
idiots.
unless I'm mistaken.
I don't know. You see, this is the way it is.
You
They
could be
flip-flop.
terrorized.
And our councilman and our assemblyman both endorsed Yang. They didn't even make a big press conference. They had like maybe 10 people there, but they filmed the cameras in a certain way in front of a store. It showed like a lot of people there. 10 people came. Eichenstein and Yeager do not know how to run press conferences or people. I know. You should have come to the rally today. People knew I was coming. We had a few hundred people. I'm down.
I heard it was very violent.
No. When I wasn't there, it wasn't violent.
I saw blood on videos.
That was 2 days ago. 2 days ago.
Today. I saw something today.
Let's wrap it up by wishing everybody a wonderful Shavuos, a Chodesh Tov.
Have a great holiday. You're going to see me in Flatbush on Shabbos. I'm going to be floating around Avenue L, Avenue M.
And peace to everybody next Wednesday night. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. I love you.